the source falls into my lap. It's an eraser. It seems the flat side cleanly hit me on the forehead. I can also see it is quite chipped. So, those little knocks I had been feeling before were from pieces of this? Hey, who the hell was that? At the same time that I stand up and shout, Kyo rudely barges into the room. Then, grabbing my necktie, she mercilessly pulls me out of the room. What the hell do you think you're doing? What? I was just saying that your bike has... She covers my mouth as I can't... or so I can't speak. Huh? Why would I? As I raise my eyebrow, Kyo grabs me by the neck and with a swift tug pulls me towards her. And then she whispers so that only I can hear her. And that's not my problem. If it's that dangerous, don't come on it. But you can't, just not to school. She's saying something really selfish. And if I say anything, it's gotta hurt. Why can this woman say such frightening things so calmly? Alright, fine. I sighed as I went back to the classroom. Hey, actually, Fujibayashi Kyo of Class 3E is a bye. I thought I was doing a good job of fooling them. If things stayed as they were, it would have looked bad for me. And so do you, so what's your point? Yeah, right back at you. Is that a serious problem? Alright, alright. Clicking my tongue, I returned to the classroom. My bad, my bad. That was a lie just now. The truth is Fujibayashi Kyo of Class 3E prefers girls over guys. You can tell she's pissed. Then what the hell am I supposed to say? Shh, that's boring. I'm just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. I exit the classroom, leaving Sunahara, who's totally disheartened even though class is over. And my destination is the drama club. I never really intended to be in such a hurry, but I don't see Furukawa. What in the world is she doing? She doesn't seem like the slow type. Really? She does to me. I wait, but she still doesn't come. I have some time, so I scribble something on the edge of the blackboard. Day duty Furukawa Nagisa. Finishing that, I wait around for a while. I wonder if something has happened. I'm a little bit worried. You know what? Let's go and search. She's a helpless person. And maybe she mistakenly went to the next classroom. I hate to say this, but it's possible in her case. Peek in the next classroom. She might have gone out for a while. I peek inside. It seems like there's somebody in there. I open the door. I thought there was no one at that place. I thought there was no one at that place. At the window, there was a student. I see a girl's face looking away from the sunlight. She's holding a block of wood in her left hand and a knife in her right. It looks like she's carving something. She doesn't notice my existence, as if she was in her own world. It's strange that she looks kind of cute doing something so eagerly. I watch her for a while. Her hands stopped as she notices that I am there. Our eyes meet and we stare at each other. What's wrong? She suddenly stands up and runs to the corner of the room. She's like a scared cat together with a person holding a fish as a bait. Even more, knife's in her hand. Oh man, if I bother her, she'll seriously get hurt. She's watching my every move. It was kind of funny since she's completely visible in the corner of the room. Well, I wonder what's her problem. Let's try and talk to her. Hey, is this the Fine Arts Club room? You there, I'm talking to you. She tilts her head as she points at herself. That's right, there's nobody here except you, right? She points at herself wholeheartedly this time, as if she's asking if she's the one I'm talking to. Is this the Fine Arts Club room? She shakes her head as she stays in the corner of the room. That's right, because the other members are not here. If so, it means you're skipping your fine arts lesson because you're late on your project? She shakes her head again. Then is this your hobby? She shakes her head again. What are you doing then? She shows me the wooden carving she was holding in front of her chest. Yeah, that. She suddenly makes a really happy face, as if she's having a really wonderful dream. Here's my chance. I quickly move in front of her, and then I take the knife from her hand. Well, now I'll be confiscating this. Isn't it dangerous to be holding a knife? When I look closely, I see a bandage wrapped around her hand. She stares at me, probably because she wants the knife back. Anyway, stop this now. Doing this thing when you're really hurt. Your hands hurt, right? Liar. Let's shake hands then. I grasp her hand tightly. She suddenly pulls her hand away and runs. I sit near the corner. That must really hurt. I wait for a while. She returns with a face that's about to cry. May I shake hands with you one more time? And why is that? That's true. Let's high five then. When you shoot a ball in any ball game, your teammates will give you a high five. It's alright, you just need to imagine it. Let's go then. I make a clumsy basketball free throw pose. Shoot, it went in. Alright, raise that hand of yours. I hit her palm with my palm. She pulls away from me again and runs past me. It hurts her when I grasp her hand. It'll definitely hurt if I hit it. I wait for a while. She comes back with traces of tears on her eyes, or on her face. This time we can do a high five as many times as we like. Shoot, it went in again. Alright, raise your hand. She runs away again. See? It hurts, right? You should stop for now until it's healed. I put the knife in my pocket. She's still saying that. If you get seriously hurt here, you will bother people who have club activities in the next room. There will be from now on. That's why you should wait for your injury to heal. And also, you wouldn't be able to make something nice with that injury, right? I don't know what you're working hard for, but wouldn't it be be great if it turns out nice? Did a terrible teacher make you do this? Then it's alright to rest your hand. I say that and leave the room. I go out to the corridor and look back. It is becoming dark outside, but I can see her looking down at her wood carving. She seems to be crying. I wonder if I was a little cruel. But isn't she an idiot for doing some carving when she has that kind of injury? She should worry about her body a little bit. She'll regret it if she gets hurt for something unreasonable. I know that kind of feeling myself. I turn around and look outside the window. I look below, and there she is. Oh, what's she doing? Did she think it was time for lunch? It's her, so that might be it. Jeez. I walk towards the courtyard and to the place where she eats lunch. I approach her. Hey, it's not a lunch break. What are you doing here? Furukawa is holding a bamboo-made broomstick. She keeps spinning the broom by the handle in silence. No matter how I look at it, she looks kind of down. What's wrong? Did something happen? I sit beside her. She spins the broom in front of our feet and into the ground. Cleaning duty, huh? Is that right? She finally answered. What's wrong then? Why aren't you doing your cleaning duty? So, you were doing it. Well, why did you stop halfway? She ponders for a while, and then she suddenly stands up. Well, why not? She said that and started walking away. Wait a second. I also stand up and chase after her. You're hard to understand, you know. What is it? Do I look like a bad person now? You don't really need to say I'm a nice guy, you see. You're the kind of girl that shouldn't be hurt. Which implies that there are kinds of girls that should be hurt. Okay. If so, you should tell me what's wrong, just as always. Well, now, I'll admit that I'm the kind of person who does get bored with people and gets bored with things in general. But I'm not that cruel of a person. I may get bored with someone, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop hanging out with them. It just means I'll do it less. I highly doubt Tomoya actually sees any of this as time as important. That's not true. I'm having fun. Well, I said it. Sorry. She stops and spins the broom she was holding. I watch her carefully. I suddenly sense that something's wrong. She looks at me and calms down. What the hell am I doing? I forget about the time a little. Furukawa just kept silent. Anyway, she doesn't feel good right now. Food. I tried to think about food. I wonder what kind of food she likes. The Big Dango family? The truth is, there was a time when they sold imitations of all sorts of characters from the Big Dango family in some supermarkets. You like Dango, right? Well then, say the Big Dango family. And do your best. Anyway, I'll try to do something about that. So, say the Big Dango family now. Furukawa closed her eyes and then... She said that with hope. So, are you feeling better now? She opened her eyes and faced me happily. Tell me if something happens later on. For now, you should do what you're supposed to be doing. She grasps the broom she was holding and walks away. I guess the Big Dongo family is really effective. I go with her. After that, we go to the school's bulletin board and put up the poster. We're a month late for recruitment. There were always recruitment posters put up, so ours didn't really stand out. Or there were other recruitment posters put up. I take a long look at the last bulletin board we posted at. Beside me, Furukawa still seemed down, remaining silent while standing there. Well, I think we should go and buy some of the Big Dongo family now. I said that cheerfully as we left the bulletin board. I have one question. Well, what would you do if they didn't sell the Big Dongo family? She looks at me like she's about to cry. Just kidding. We went to some supermarkets on our way home, but we couldn't find one that sold any. Furukawa looks like she's about to cry, and I still don't know what happened during her cleaning duty. But she was more crushed because we couldn't find the Big Dongo family. Maybe with my own hands, she'll get back to normal. I have to get some, no matter what. She's given up. Wait. I'll look out. I took out my wallet, checking its contents, and glanced back at Furukawa. I guess I have no choice. Furukawa? She turns around as I call her name. She faced me with a pained expression. You're to go home now. Just leave the Big Dongo family to me, alright? Really? So, are you okay now? Alright, you should bear with it and go home for now. That's it, so don't ask any more questions. It's alright. Just go home. She looks a little worried as she nods. I watch her as she starts to walk away. Please, don't cry on your way home. I said those final words and went back to my business. I went into a supermarket and bought a bunch of dango. Damn, so heavy. I put the shopping bag on the floor and stretched. Then I opened the shopping bag, took out a pack of dango, and opened the seal. Wonder what kind of face it had. I put one of the dango in my hand and thought, what, do we not have a computer in here to pull up the internet and search and see what they look like? I'm certain it was something like this. I drew a face in the dango using a small stick that came with the shopping bag. That should be fine. But this is still an amateur job. There should be about 100 of them if I remember correctly. Oh god, that's going to take forever. Is this what I'm making now? I guess I had no choice but to do this, or else she'll feel sad again. After I soaked it in some red food coloring. An hour had passed without me realizing it. I'm almost done. I sighed, finally realizing that I'm quite thirsty. So thirsty that I'm willing to swallow my own saliva. I seem really focused here. I guess this is just a simple job for me. I stand up to drink some water. And when I returned to the room, my old man was there. Watching him like that, something tightened within my chest. I start to feel ticked off. What are you doing? I broke the silence. He holds up the dango and smiles. I just stood at the door and stayed silent. I'm doing this for someone. Yeah. Why? Just leave me alone. I don't like the way you put it. Why is it necessary for you to talk to my friends? Aren't you my old man? Why are you talking to me like I'm one of your friends? Are you going to drag my friend into this as well? I wanted to ask those questions. I wanted an answer. You tried to take the bamboo stick I was holding? Stop it! I pushed his hand away. He was surprised as he looked into my face. Stop it. It doesn't really matter to you now, doesn't it? Opposing my old man, I chose the best words I could say. And I bowed my head as always. But he's still looking at me. Not like his own child, but like a friend that he had hurt. I quickly gather all the dongo that are lying on the table. Then I stuff them inside the bag and leave the room without looking at him. I hate this. I don't belong here. I don't really have a place to go. I don't need to lie to myself anymore. I don't want this anymore. That's enough. I've had enough. My lungs are in pain as I finally stop running. My entire body is really tired now. I don't have any idea of how far I've run. It's just that I found myself here before I realized. Furukawa is standing just ahead of me. Furukawa. I approached her, although my legs are still a little shaky. Furukawa. I called her again. She replied. I couldn't say anything, though. I wonder what's wrong with me. She tilts her head. I stand still and breathe heavily. No, not really. I suddenly remembered as she asked. About the supermarket bag that's in my hand. Ah, it's for you. She takes the bag and looks inside. And inside are a bunch of dongo with faces. I don't think we've got 100, though, to be honest. Yes, it is. Yep, one big family. Yeah, you can become one of them. And she looked inside the bag for a while, smiling. And here I am, watching that scene. Before I realized, I've already calmed down. After a while, we went to the park. I sit down on a bench and look at the swings. Huh? The sudden words caught me off guard. Oh yeah, the story earlier at lunch. I was forced into being a catcher a lot. Indeed, although not as bad as your yummy portrait. I don't have an issue with people that are clumsy. I mean, granted, I'd probably tease someone that's clumsy, but it'd always be in a very joking manner. I look at her face. She puts both her hands on her chest as if in pain. That's when I understood what had happened to her after school. Oh, I see. I became depressed as I listened to her story. No, I guess depressed is not the right word. Because she was smiling. Just watching her this way makes me feel better. You know, maybe there's something I can do for her. If she's ever alone, it would be nice if we could be together. When you feel like crying because you're lonely, just call me. You wouldn't be lonely if you did that, right? You're wrong, Furukawa. That's what I want to do. It won't bother me, because I don't have anything to worry about. Don't worry about bothering me. I'm always bored anyway. Yeah, do that. Right. You should do that too. But if you don't call out to me, that would make me feel lonely. No, but maybe that would be good. It would mean that she's trying her best. For some reason, I don't know anymore. Huh? Yeah, I'm bored. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm bored. My stomach grumbles as we walk towards Furukawa's house, and just ahead, two figures are approaching us. That's enough for me to figure out that it's her parents. Yo, I greet them. Wrong. Oh. Ah, well, very much so. Very much so. You're pretty cheerful jumping to conclusions. It seems like this person has always been straightforward with his opinions throughout his life. No, not really, but I guess Furukawa really saved me this time. I'll be going home now. That's what I said. Alright. See you later, Furukawa. And the three of them reply at the same time. Well, it's because I wasn't referring to you, but so be it. They sure are a funny family. I burn her smile into my memory and leave. And I'm actually going to cut this off once we get to the next day, so as soon as this little section's over. The next thing I saw, I was on the floor. I continued to stare at it. And what is it? I can feel something coming toward me. I move my neck vertically. Doing so, my field of vision changes. The girl is there. The girl who has always been watching me. The girl stretches out her hand to me. I then face her and stretch out my own hand. Our hands hold on to one another. I couldn't feel anything, but even still, I know that we touched each other. At the same time, I began to feel it. that I really have been born into this world. I existed there. Or, existed here, excuse me. The girl can touch me. This is a sad world. But she is tender. As I touch the girl's hand, my heart is filled with both sadness and tenderness at the same time. I was born here for her. I sacrificed any possibility of living in a new world which may have brought me happiness. The girl takes my hand, helps me stand up, then lets go. She stood several steps in front of me, and clapped her hands. I start walking in her direction. That's right, I'm learning to walk. My memory is a blur. If I don't try my hardest, I won't remember. The girl is clapping her hands. I walk. My legs do not move the way I want them to. I collapse onto the floor again. Nevertheless, we continue to repeat this process. The girl takes my hand so I could stand up. How many times have I fallen like this? Finally, I struggle to stand in front of her. Even though I am half the girl's height, she takes my body into her arms. You really did well. The warmth. The only warmth there is in this world. The warmth that I am searching for. However, with a body made of junk, I couldn't feel that warmth. I look up at her face. I have a lot of things to ask her. However, I don't have a mouth, so I can't talk to her. I turn my face to the window. The light coming from the window is bright as always. I want to see the outside world. I want to see this apocalyptic world with my own eyes. And okay, so there we go. I will see you guys on the next episode of Clannad. And of course everything else I have on my channel. And as always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you next time.